Okay, ladies, we are working on picking up the third square from our little sample. This one is a little bit different because we have to pick up stitches, knit up stitches, same thing, in a little bit different cast on. When we knit cast on, it leaves, you can see, a fairly large, very stretchy, way useful. We could tighten it up. We could have when we made it, but then we don't want it to pucker down, or, that would be bad. So my concern now is if I simply pick up in these loops, it's going to give me this outcome. You can see big spaces. It's stretched large, not as happy as I would want it to be. On the other hand, I could pick up a little bit differently, and we talked about this in class. If I'm not careful how I pick up, I could also have these little twisted stitches, and maybe that would be okay. I don't know. I'm kind of leaning away from that. I think I like this the best. The back has a little more substance to it than I might be happy with, but I think I like that the best of all. I had thought about picking up in that loop right there, but when I attempted it, it means picking this up with this as well. And that twisted again. Do you see the twist? So I don't think I'm going to do that. What I think I'm going to do is I'm going to look, here is the bump from the knitted stitch. Do you see it? And do you see that between it, right there, is a space? That's where I'm going to knit up. When I do that, now notice I've been playing with them, so they're a little big. There's that bump. When I go right next door, can knit it up. There's the bump right next door and knit it up. We can throw knit these up as well, always. So there's the bump. Find my little, I'm going to go in there. Find the bump right next door. When I get done, I should have 23, because that's the number I'm looking for. If I had to fake one in, that would be okay. I'm actually going to take this out and do this again, because I didn't like these guys in there. However, there I go, trying to find the yarn again. There's the bump into the next space. There's the bump into the next space. Now I'm down here by the knit stitch, way close. So I'm going to count 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. I only have 22. So I'm going to have to find another stitch. Probably you're going to back up and find one back further. And then I'm going to knit up here. Do you see my knit stitch right there? I might want to knit up in there. I could maybe knit up here. No. Yeah. I think I'm going to go like that to kind of pull it together. But that'll be my marked stitch. Then I'm going to cable cast on. I want to show you that. When we did the knitted cast on last time, we went in, we turned our work. Remember, we've knitted up all the way along the edge. I'm going to turn my work. And now to do the knitted cast on, I went into the stitch like I was going to knit. I acted like I was knitting it, but I didn't take off the left-hand needle. I then brought my left-hand needle up from the bottom and repeated. That was a knit-on cast on. The cable cast on goes between the stitches, between the first and second stitch on the needle, not into the first stitch like I'm going to knit it. I'm going to go between the first and second stitch. I'm going to wrap the yarn around and pull it out, and after that it's exactly the same, except not into the stitch, into the space between them. Round up from the bottom, up from the bottom. I tend to stick my needle between them before I cinch it up. Only in that, watch, I'll show you. If you tighten it down now, oh, it's just a booger to get it in there, look. In fact, okay, wait, okay, there. So I have a tendency to stick it onto the needle and then get my needle in between them and tighten it up, putting pressure here to tighten it up so I can knit them on. Now, why are we going to do that? You saw the difference in the knitted cast on, how it produced a different edge. The cable cast on will produce a different edge as well. Maybe a little happier, maybe not. Try it so you can figure that out. Then you're going to mark that center stitch again, the stitch. And this time, in the last square, we did an SSK, knitted the center stitch, and then a knit two together. This time, we're going to do a knit two together. So the decrease will point away from the center stitch and an SSK. We want to be able to compare the two to see which we like better. Okay, ladies, remember, when you do our decrease, slip is to knit. Otherwise, pretty straightforward and quick and easy this time. See you soon.